So, when we last left off, the heroes had been making their way south into the Gilded Gulf. They had come across signs of goblins, and strangely territorial ones. The knowledge that dragon eggs had fallen in this area, he thought it wise to follow up on this, and so parted away from the main caravan, leaving Leaf and Cack to guard over it. Seek out this encampment of goblins. What you found was a splinter group that had separated away from what they described as a much larger army. Goblins led by a hobgoblin chief, trying to call themselves the new Goblin King. The way that he had managed to accomplish this was by finding a dragon's egg in King's Peak. The knowledge of this, and the fact that another dragon egg had fallen in a farm just outside of Killamstead, south of your fort in Mont de la Cache, you veered off the path and went through a familiar side route, a hidden passage that cut several days out of your travel and would bring you closer to Killamstead, a place you had not seen in some time, and of an opportunity to meet up with an old ally. You've been on the road, and as you had packed camp and left the statue of the Forgotten Saint with its waterfall and familiar scenic room, Vale had a strange urge to a trance in this sacred place. Away from the others, he was carried on a journey beyond his mortal coil, through the astral sea, to another world, another universe. When he returned, he shared knowledge of his encounter. As Zarmin and Gwyn did their morning training, it was accompanied with strange prophetic whispers between Zale and Hanu. Eventually, the group finished packing, got inside of your wagons, set off on the road once more. The snow is melting a bit, but not quick enough, as rainfall comes instead. The slightly lower temperature not being enough to bring in any real rain or any real snowfall, but instead bringing down a bit of icy rain that makes the half-melted snow become slick and shining, bright against your eyes. You have to squint to keep your eyes on the road. You take the path a bit slow until suddenly that brightness glowing off of the white suddenly dims and darkens. Something, a great shadow, like a cloud, passing over your path in the road. As you look up, just to see an eclipse. As this shadow passes over the sun, the eclipse follows you across the road for but a brief moment. Rue pulls out intricate astrolabe, marks the passing of the stars. She remarks that this isn't right. The moon should be over there, and points.
Which moon would they be referring to?
There are 3 moons, but they all circle each other, so it doesn't matter. They would all be in the same portion of the sky.
Huh. Is it the astrolabe, time of year, or something more?
Possibly something more. And so kind of just like looks up, like doesn't look directly at it, but kind of like he kind of looks in vague kind of area of it, and then looks back. Like he kind of gives like a look to Hanu.
She just slightly glances over her shoulders, looking at you, and then slowly glances back forwards and maneuvers her horse with a little bit more focus and intent.
He's just thinking in his head like it continues.
What do you think, Gwyn? Not omen, am I right? I pay no mind to omens. To understand that everything leaves signs in its wake. Become less meaningful. Looks up, and he goes, sure. Still, the heebie-jeebies, I have to be honest. She nods and says, yes, it gives me the heebie-jeebies as well, will admit.
Well, in any case, we should probably, because I assume it's set up for the night.
Oh, you guys are traveling on the road as this is happening. I've been on the road for a couple of hours already. It's about noon. The sun is directly over your head. And you broke camp and left by daybreak. And so you're most of the way through your traveling for the day when this alights over your path. And you're at the end of the day when you settle down for camp again is you're thoroughly nestled between the canyons, and you can hear the sounds of the river in the distance telling you that you're getting closer to Killamstead and Mont de la Cache. You're possibly a day, maybe two, away from being there on its outskirts. Either direction. You could either head towards Mont de la Cache, or you could go to Killamstead first.
Just out of curiosity, I know we have like travel activities, but as we set up your camp, can I actually do a scrying session?
Sure.
Okay, alright. So anyways, before that happens, she would have tried to see if she could do a praying activity. She glances back, mumbles to herself, well, some omens are bigger, to show that something's always a few steps ahead. And I'll get some religion. I think I had already used my seer insight dice, so 15. I guess that would just be a regular good old success.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she'll give a prayer out to Takaroa.
You feel Takaro's blessing alight upon you.
Alright. Gain an expertise die on the next ability check made in this region. Is this the first day in the region or the second day?
Into this,
Yeah.
This is the end of the first day.
Okay. Good to know. Alright.
If you have another day, and you'd be to the border of this region, and then that'll put you either heading into Mont de la Cache this direction in a day, or this direction in a day. But you're literally reaching like the border of it,
Yeah.
right?
Do we want to head to the... I mean, we know there's nothing for us to find in Kelmstead anymore. You want to go to the, over here, and then just head back down instead of spend 2 days, one up, down, just all the way down?
Yeah,
Yeah, might as well see what information we can find in Monte La Cache.
Alright.
And of
Yeah.
course, assess the situation there. Because we
Yeah.
were putting, honestly, the most amount of work in Monte La Cache. Curious to see how things are coming along myself.
Alright.
After there, going to kill him, so it'd probably be best to head to that King's Peak.
So I have been thinking there's multiple ways for us to approach that situation, but just in case, most likely maybe we can ask Kelly if she can craft us any nifty flashbangs or something, so if the tides do get a little bit choppy, we can at least create as much ruckus as possible. See if she can drop something off for us. Or a delivery. I don't know.
Nothing's wrong with explosives. But
I think it'd be good to think about King's Peak after we assess the situation in Monte La Cache as well. Because, you know, if something comes up in Monte La Cache, it's going to be forgotten about anyway.
Well, that's why I'm like, if she needs time to prepare, at least put that on her list. You know?
she has those grenades from 1983. She can reverse engineer those and get more.
I mean, she was already making some nifty stuff. I wouldn't be too surprised. She made something called a remote control, guys. She can make almost about anything. Just give her
I remember
time
that.
and some, a kooky idea, she'll do it in a jiffy.
I'll definitely give her some ideas. But I agree. I think we should go for a month of that cachet. And then we'll make a passerby of Kill instead. Just kind of check up. And then head on our way.
I'm just worried about Tirana. Hopefully she knows she can back out at any minute. I mean, I mentioned to her to give us updates every so often whenever she's in a safe spot, but I have a feeling, yeah. Sometimes she just ignores that.
Yeah, I do think Toronto can, especially in this kind of environment, I think she could definitely handle herself. I think I think we should trust in Toronto's abilities. I think she knows what she's doing. She wouldn't risk herself getting captured or injured, knowing that we will come save her.
Well, trust me, I have faith in her capabilities. I'm just like, well, listen, a little update wouldn't be so bad, you know? But, whatever.
No, I understand. He kind of like rides up and kind of puts a hand on your shoulder. I know, I worry too. You have no idea what's going on in King's Peak. So, and who knows? We'll definitely keep updates. We have these, and he kind of points to the brooch.
Mm-hmm.
In case you need just to contact her.
Yeah.
She can listen in. In any case, definitely gonna see what the road has for us.
Alright. You guys have journey activities that you can pick and just roll them down the list. And once everybody's done your rolls, then we'll resolve them like real quick like this time around.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
is someone doing scouting?
Not anymore.
With Tirana not here, I think it'd be a...
Okay. I was gonna do your rumors, the gossip again. But since we don't have our scout, I'll do scout.
I think 12 was just the DC for this region, right? Or was it higher this time around?
Um,
The Gilded Gulf now?
Let's see. No. The DC for this area right here is.
Damn.
Uh,
Oh yeah, this one. This one is 12 still.
Okay, so -2
critical
supply for today.
success.
It's a critical success when you roll in that 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, this close.
Yeah, you almost had like a max roll. You were 3 short.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, Zell did really good scouting.
Zell, pass scouting. Cat cast his engineer.
Gathering components.
And then what was Hana do? I think you rolled for her prey already,
Yeah,
right?
she prayed.
What would Leaf be doing for travel?
I don't know what's going on. I'm not gonna lie. We're like transit right now.
Yeah,
still?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we haven't ended.
Nope.
Okay. Well, Leaf is observing. Pretty much.
Gossip.
Yeah, gossip.
Yeah, she's definitely listening to gossip.
Mhm.
This is investigation, which she's good at.
Investigation.
Trying to figure out what the hot gossip is with all these, whoever would be in these hills are right now.
She's like a little
Yeah.
birdie told me as she's flying around.
She's like,
Hey.
give me the tea.
Mm-hmm.
The
She gets
one.
Well, it seems like everybody passed their check. Zarman just barely. So Zarman cuts 2 supply needed to eat for today.
Perfect.
I don't know what everybody else's does. So.
Gwen is fasting.
Okay.
And do without.
Yep.
Okay. And gossip success. Okay. So, you hear some of the same news that had kind of already been heard, which is that a group of mercenaries known as the Grey Knights recovered a dragon egg. But you do hear confirmation that they have been in Mont de la Cache, right? And have been like bragging up a whole story about how they had to fight against goblins and hobgoblins in order to be able to retrieve this dragon egg, right? That last you heard they were still there, hadn't left. So working up quite a tab at the tavern in Mont de la Cache.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Am I the only one that? Does everybody know?
I mean, you can share it at any time, yeah. But you're the one that did the gossip.
Yeah, so Leaf found out the information first. You can present it how you'd like.
Alright, guys, the egg's up in Monte de la... What Chance said?
Mont de la Cache.
Yes. Allegedly. Those guys over there were talking about, like, they're really proud of themselves.
Gotcha. He
Grayson
kind
would
of,
remark and say, "It's strange that they've stuck around so much. Maybe they are just basking in their triumph while they can before they have to hand it off, but should have already left. There may be another reason that they have not. Perhaps something has happened to their exit strategy. Normally, knights travel with a shepherd, somebody who is capable of magical travel.
Maybe they're waiting for confirmation, or just maybe somebody got a little bit injured. I don't know. Or they're just enjoying the sights that we have at one of our forts. Just like tilt her head to the side of, wait, what are we calling it? Well,
I mean, in any case, this gives us an opportunity that maybe we can negotiate for the egg.
maybe.
We'll end up finding out once we get there. I think it'd be good to assess what they're doing first.
Well, if any of us have like a messenger bird, I think we could just like send a message really like up ahead, just saying, hey bros, guess what? And I'll go from there.
I think depending, that may not be a good idea. But we should meet them in person instead of trying to send suspicious messages.
No, just if it's from like Grayson, be like, oh, you're having a surprise inspection of your boots and your equipment. Make sure they're ready as I go through your room.
I think that tactic would work once Grayson is there face to face. Otherwise, they may actually try to buck it.
Yeah, actually, well, that depends on their character, I guess you could say.
They're bragging in our tavern right now.
Yeah, true enough.
It takes a certain personality to go hunting monsters. Say, it tends to attract a lot of braggarts.
Well, then we'll wait out the week.
Yeah, and of course, if something seriously did happen, which I hope it didn't, we would probably end up learning it once we arrive.
Honestly, I just feel like they're really enjoying the company of Rum. He is a riot. You're gonna love him, Grayson.
Good old them.
I'm just surprised that somebody's actually putting this old fort to some use. It's a shame when things like this crumble down to dust.
It was the plan.
Mm-hmm.
The Griffin's card should be there, right? Zarma? Or else I checked.
Yeah, that's what I was asking out of character. Is the Griffin's Guard actually in the Fort in Monte
I think-
Lacache in process, or are they still in the atrium?
They're
in
still
North?
in
That's where you
Atrium.
sent them. No, you sent them to Monte La Cache.
Okay.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah, I think
That's what I
based on
thought.
that. Yeah. That's what I had That's what I had written down. That's what
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I was just trying to refresh myself on that. Yeah,
Yep.
the Griffin's Guard should be there. And considering the
Mhm.
situation of what's happening at King's Peak, we may need their assistance too.
Oh, well, we could just send a message to, one of the Griffin's Guard, it's more official if one of our guys, approaches them. Saying,
Yeah.
hey,
I'm curious about how their form is doing. I only got to train with them, but only so much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if the Griffin's Guard will be very, very handy, and if we have to go to King's Peak, that's certain. They answer pretty well, and then basically a siege. So
And it would be nice in situations that we had with those goblins to be able to leave our carts
exactly,
with all of us together, preferably.
yeah. I wonder how the
But-
future. I wonder
But
how
yeah,
the
we
future
probably
guys
won't
doing.
need- Yeah, that's also interesting question.
Mm,
But yeah, whether we bring only a detachment of the Griffin's Guard or the whole Griffin's Guard will probably depend on if we go to King's Peak next.
Yeah. We'll see. In the meantime, we have to get there, so let's make haste.
Alright. So, the way Monte La Cache rests upon the hills where the rivers part around and feed into the bit of highlands and hills that rise up behind it, It would actually be about halfway through this region. You would arrive at it during the nightfall of the next day. And so you only have one more day of journeying ahead of you,
Okay.
and then you will be in Monte La Cache,
Okay.
arriving at nightfall.
She's gonna, as we're about to go to sleep, she's gonna take, like, walk a little bit far away from the group, and then scry on the dragon turtle. Focusing on one of the individuals that she saw and seeing where he's going. If he's asleep, if they're having any shifts, just put that scry thing up. So, scry. Oh, wrong. Let me go to spells. Scrying. Ah. Yeah. So yeah, they need to
Save.
roll a wisdom save.
Just scry, and something resists you.
Shit.
Oh shit.
Alright. Shakes it off. Just goes into her tent.
Okay.
Oh shit.
I mean, they probably just saved.
Yeah, but it's the first time it's aliens, yeah.
Okay, so
Or they're aware that somebody's scrying on them and they had something else going on. Who knows?
That true?
Figure it out tomorrow.
Next day. Just doing the
Alright,
same old
alright.
cycle.
just doing the same journey activities, right, guys?
Yeah.
I'm gonna, since it's kind of in a new area, well, not a new area, but, she can't really stack up praise. She's gonna... What is that?
9.
She's gonna, if I do the busk, which is just entertain passerbys, if I use my athletics, would I be? Oh wait. If I, okay, if I use thaumaturgy to make some like new age meditation music kind of things with my pen, and then add my pan flute, can I? Yeah, can I use my wisdom for performance? If I just get like vibe music.
Yeah, sure. I'd go for that. Yeah.
Sleep is definitely a big thing.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
What, performance. Getting that pan flute out. I'm actually the one who's doing the background music right now with that one flute. Don't worry about it. 14.
It says. Which
Okay.
Which,
Did
let me go read
entertain?
it. Success, adventure gains 1 gold per day of travel plus 1 gold point for each that they beat the DC by.
so 3 gold. No, 5 gold.
Okay. I was like, eh.
Okay. What journey activity are you doing, Zale?
Just a scout again. Yeah.
He rolled 22 for scout.
Alright.
Just so we have advantage on getting surprise or ambush on everybody else. I can get surprised, but everybody else gets advantage.
Cat keeps gathering them components.
Yes, so we can make more potions.
And then, I don't know, does Leaf want to hear more gossip?
Yes. Yes, she does. Investigation?
Mhm.
Do. Gonna investigate as fuck.
Yo.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Oh,
Got a critical
shit.
success.
I know.
Booner,
Okay.
Booner
What page?
discovery.
Hold on, I'm on it. Critical success. As a success, and local gossip leads the party to a Booner discovery.
Alright, finally, we're rolling a Booner Discovery, guys. I've been excited for this for a
Yes.
while.
We got air
Right.
horns going on right now.
Good job, Leaf.
Air
Good
genasi
job, Lee.
horns.
While the theme song is going on.
Hell
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll me a d10.
Ooh.
Shit. Where do I find? Oh, never mind. Sorry. Here.
Oh my god.
Yo.
Nine.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Alright. Alright. So you guys are pulling up to Mont de la Cache, right? A couple of passerbys are taking off onto the road, heading down in towards Killamstead, and you can hear the sounds of music playing and just a general good atmosphere of fun from the tavern ahead of you. A lot of horses and a surprising amount of traders that have come through this area. And as you're walking in, your Griffin's Guard actually come riding out on horses to meet you. You know, the emblem of the Griffin put across the tabards that they wear now, and they you see the familiar tan skin and braided hair of the half-elf Lieutenant Bryson, who leads this place, and says, "My lords, it is so good to see you here. Please, allow me to accompany you the rest of the way." And as you make your way up, a couple of the people that are leaving behind it are kind of stomping their feet in frustration, saying, "I can't believe we wasted our time coming out here looking for this thing. Oh, but you heard him. He was so sure. I was sure. Wouldn't it have been something? What a waste." And they throw this scroll behind their back. And Leaf, you were eavesdropping and going, "Whoa, I wonder what it was that they thought they were finding on this." And you pull it out, and it's a treasure map that seems to have some odd senses with the geography on it. It's a bit magically enchanted, and you just look it over though, and very quickly realize that the enchantment is a classic. It must be read underneath moonlight. You hold the scroll up towards the moon. As it's shining over Mont de la Cache, you see where the actual location of the treasure is. Not too far. In fact, right underneath one of the towers of the castle itself. And I will figure out what the hell that treasure is as soon as I roll for it.
Oh, fuck
Oh
yeah.
my god.
And you guys ride up with Bryson and a couple of the Griffin's Guard to the tavern in Mont de la Cache.
That's
RP while I figure this stuff out.
hearing that.
Leaf MVP right there.
Yeah.
Leaf is fucking thrilled right now. She's so giddy. She's like, I found a treasure map.
Well, good
She's
thing.
gonna like bring it. Sorry.
That's a good thing
No,
we're pirates.
awesome.
Do it. Yeah. Lead
Yeah.
us.
This way.
Alright, wait a second. And she takes out the spyglass and takes out the eye patch. Now you're an official pirate.
Yeah, Leaf is very excited about
Yeah.
it.
He'll just kind of looks over at kind of like everybody at the Griffin's Guard there and things. Like, you guys look honestly pretty well.
Uh,
Oh
It's better
no.
than at least for something happened.
I don't have can't find my restored version of the Map for de la Cache, guys. So we are gonna. It's now gonna look like they haven't finished the repairs on it. And it's a bit of a mess. We're just gonna say the party is going really hard right now, and that's why it's such a mess. All
New
right.
Year's party
Um,
times 2.
Oh my god. This
Um,
brings back
Did Ron throw a tree at the wall again? Shit.
and in the tower up in the top left, right, the northwestern tower, we end up finding that underneath some of these boxes is actually an old cellar entrance. And you go down and it's filled with cobwebs and spiders and stuff. And the types of spiders that level 1 adventurers would have had to like be hired to clear out. But you just a couple of quick little sort of weapon strikes and spells and a light cantrip, and you guys see down in here that there is, oddly enough, as soon as the light casts, something else in the darkness gives off its own glow, as if matching this radiance with its own radiance. You see a feather, a single feather, just sort of laying there gently in the middle of this ruined basement. It's perfect condition, alright? Nothing's been down here in ages, but somehow underneath this basement in the northwestern tower is this feather that is about the size of a human in its length. It gives off a soft golden glow as your light cantrip lights up the darkness. And you could give me a religion or an arcana check
Can I identify it by touching it?
to identify it.
Sure, I will identify with my.
It's not a magic item, so you can't identify it like that. You'd have to use an arcana or a religion check to figure out what this is from.
Yo!
We've got a 27 on religion.
Fucking
hell,
natural
another nat
20. Fucking shit.
Lee, this is the wing of an angel.
Shit, y'all.
This is the feather from the wing of an angel. A single feather from it.
Yeah, she's like, guys, this is an angel's feather. Like, this is divine.
Wow.
She know.
Wow.
With that religion check, you would also know that this is sometimes used in particular as a material component in powerful spells and rituals. That it could be used to summon celestials. It could be used to create components for a ritual that could ward against fiends or celestials. And it could also be used as the material component for certain types of alchemical potions. Particularly of note that you can remember is that there is a luck potion that can last an entire day, and it requires a feather from an angel.
Is there anything, like, does it look like someone put it there to hide it, or is there some kind
No,
of...
it was just here. Based off of that investigation check from before, I would say that it carries into this, and that you figure that nobody's been down here for possibly decades, if not longer. That only things that have been in here have been spiders that kind of dug their way up through like a bit of the cracks and stuff you can see in the foundations below it. But nothing has come in here through that entrance in a very long time. You also discover that the spiders have been crawling into this place through a crevice in the wall in this basement that leads all the way underneath the river and out the other side, somewhere into the hills. And so it's a potential like secret exit out of this place. Nobody else has been down here, and that crevice is filled with spider webs. So you can tell that like you're the only ones to have stepped foot in this place for probably 50, 60, if not more years.
Alright, I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals and just like talk to the spiders, see what's up, you know? Just give them a small talk and give them some food, some little bugs.
You said this leaf is like, or this feather,
Feather.
Jesus, is person sized?
Yes.
So, alright.
Giant.
Giant feather, yeah.
This have come from a very big wing.
Okay. There's nothing sketchy around it either, though. Like, it doesn't look like it's like trapped. Like
No, it's just a bunch of rotted old furniture that's like broken down and, you know, overgrown with like mold and spider webs and dust, you know.
Wait a second. I would ask the spiders, do you have any family history, like any stories passed down from generations of your spider ancestors about that feather? Or is it just a pretty feather? As I have Speak with Animals cast it.
The spiders would only know that they can't build a web on it.
Ah! Just nods. I'm so sorry about that. Here, I caught some of these bugs outside.
Bryson, it seems like we both had missed something here last time. I'd imagine Bryson would be like, what the fuck are we going?
Bryson is just like, yes, of course. You guys have only just arrived, and yet here we are with strange things being uncovered. Good to have you back.
I mean, that is one of the key tenets of the Stars and Seas. Just saying.
Well,
Yeah,
unless
sorry to believe
Leaf,
it.
yeah, I think unless Leaf has any particular plans, since she was the one who really found this place, it would be a good idea to hold that feather somewhere, probably even this location, since it was so hard to find, for possibly doing the ritual to ward fiends.
That might be.
Because
Ooh.
we know what's coming, so might as well make
Yeah.
sure Ponte Lacache is fine with this feather here.
That's true.
Yeah, we can do whatever. Leaf is definitely touching the feather, though. She's like, she's like, this looks soft.
Yeah. It could end up being a safe haven to the areas around. So yeah.
Yeah, well, whatever you guys want to do, we can leave it here and keep it safe. I could wear it like an accessory.
It'd be really hard to wrap a 5-foot feather around you.
It could make a good
Put it on
cape. I'm not. Yeah.
yeah, put it on her back like a cape.
Ah.
Just because it sounds good, I'm thinking about this. It can still make it so it can act like an actual magic cloak that makes it fly, so Lee can fly.
Sure you can.
Leaf already can fly, though.
That is
Yeah,
true.
She's-
That is true.
Leaf is
Yeah.
officially light as a feather right now. Wow. Wow.
Like,
Also, I just
Like a leaf on the wind, you know?
Yeah.
I was
And you're
just
fairly certain that with research, some downtime, that you could discover all sorts of potential that you could use this type of thing for. The feather of an angel has been mythologized for its many magical capabilities, and so there are those that have been discovered and those that have yet to be discovered, and so you could hold on to it, figure out what you're going to need to make any of those rituals work anyways.
Yeah.
And so you know that it's possible to use it for things like this. Still gotta do the research to figure out how the ritual actually works.
Yeah, might be really handy in some
Mm-hmm.
Elven High magic to cast a protection thing around the monthly cash in the future. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll end up having to figure out how all those things would work anyway.
But we'll leave it for now. Fucking
Well,
Sarah comes,
anyway.
Sarah comes back with 2 nat 20s.
Heck yeah.
Just hop in and I'm like, yeah, you guys are I'm here to kill it.
Mhm.
Well, anyway, have you heard of potential people bragging about a dragon egg recently?
Yeah,
Yes, non-stop, actually. You'll find them out in the tavern. It's what used to be the barn, so...
Oh. Well,
Okay. Thank you.
how was your new year, you guys? Do okay?
Oh, yes, it was very, very fine, you know, all the way up until, of course, stuff started falling out of the sky and villagers were panicking, but we handled it, so
Okay, good,
nothing
good.
to worry about.
Excellent.
So, like, whispers behind me, should we ask them about the whole Kingspeak thing?
I think we need to
Wait.
have more information from Craven first before we find a certain course of action, and then we can ask them.
Gotcha.
It sounds like you have a lot to consider. You've only just arrived, so I will let you get comfortable and we can speak on the morrow.
Of course.
What's your plan?
Sleep well.
And we should probably be seeing those people bragging in the tavern, because tonight would probably be another good time for them to be bragging.
Yeah, so... I'll leave the talking to you. Not really fun of those type of people.
With Grayson and Gwen, we should be fine.
I was going to stay and make sure that our guest gets comfortable here.
Oh,
Trust you will be fine without me.
Of course.
She nods over to Craven, and she starts walking towards like the feast hall and the stairwell. And Grayson takes a deep breath and looks around, and he says, "It's serviceable, of course. Though I would suggest that you fortify that southern wall over there. We've managed to do some help on it, but any bit of siege weaponry would blow through that in a matter of moments. River itself may seem like it's protecting your flank here, but anybody with magic could make that a non-issue."
mm-hmm.
Or a hill giant monk of the Baltayin could just throw a tree like last time.
A
Anyway.
monk giant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the infamous Rum.
Yes.
Well, I suppose that he'll be where my son's proteges are. So, let's go meet this giant and the Grey Knights.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if we go to meet Rum, we should probably bring the namesake.
Zella's already got it out. Listen, we know what happened last time. I'm prepared for this. But
You know, some people would slay a giant, but you just keep them drunk and suddenly you've got the best bodyguard anybody could ask for.
Mm-hmm.
That is good thinking.
some nods. As long as it was Rue's idea, so that one's for Rue.
Yeah.
Turning a disadvantage into an advantage. Very wise for one so innocent looking. Can be quite devious, I've heard. You'd be like, oh no, not me.
So just die.
If it makes you feel any better, it's only for the good intentions.
As you guys make your way around and through across the bridge towards what had been the barn, you can already hear the sounds of laughter and music playing, and as you arrive, you actually can hear a belting voice that is. First, it's strangely familiar that you've never heard this before, nor the song, but as you get closer, you pick up the contents of it. They're singing about you guys. Like, they're talking about stars and seas and how you guys are evidently the champions, and there's like it's a big hype song. Everybody's banging along with it, right? With just pints slamming against tables and feet stomping against the floors. And as you come around, you see why the voice sounded familiar. It's Willem giving the performance of his life, and he is hoisted on the shoulders of Rum, who has just got him up on his bicep on one arm and has a entire keg in his hand in the other one, and is chugging as he's holding this long note for the end about you guys being the champions. And then he goes, damn it, they love me. But guys, don't forget that I'm just a messenger. If you really want to share the love, share it with the ones who just walked through the doors. Because here are the paradoxes. And you see as Willem points towards you guys' direction, and everybody turns and looks towards you guys, and there is this raucous, like, applause, and suddenly it's like the whole tavern is just swarming in towards you. Battle instincts almost kind of kick in for a moment, as you're like, are we being attacked? but then they all just rush in and shake your hands and pat you on the back, and then, like, these warriors, every last one of them you can see seem to be mercenaries and adventurers, and you can see a number of the Grey Knights amongst them, and one of them, a human, this blonde hair that's kind of like swept off with the bangs and then like shaved onto the sides, has this big like blushed cheeks and like an happy smile as he shakes your hands, Armin, and says, Ziminov! Oh my god. The icy griff! It's exactly as I imagined it. You're one of the real ones. When you stand up there in front of those people in the streets, and you stood up for those knights that were being attacked by that mob. You didn't have to do that. And like, you could have made a lot of enemies, and then you weren't afraid because you knew it was right. That's a real one. And you remind me of my sergeant. He was a dragonborn just like you. You gotta meet him. Where is he at? I think he went home already. That's him though. Always thinking ahead. He takes care of us. And you're like that too. I can see it. You gotta meet him later. Come on! You guys gotta sit with us. Grayson? Yes. Hello, sir. Stands up straight. You were inviting us to have a drink, were you not? Yes, yeah, of course. Here, right over here, sir. Guys, this is, it's the paradoxes, and, it's Grayson Senior. They all, like, look over, they sit up a lot straighter, several of them that had been challenging each other to chugging. One of them spits out as he realizes who he's in presence of, but the other one continues drinking it, and the guy's like next to him is patting him to like, hey, hey, until he takes the final gulp of it and wipes it off, and then looks at you. You realize that almost all of them are human. One of them is a half elf.
Zell's hand, when they rushed him like that, twitched with lightning for a second, and then stopped. It's like, oh, okay, they're not trying to swarm us. And he just kind of looks towards Zarvin.
Yeah, Zarma would just whisper towards her guys and keeping it formal, and or do you want to make it informal?
Formalities. Fuck that at this moment. You gotta earn their trust. So, let's build that camaraderie.
Yada. I heard you guys had some fun adventures. How about a round on the house with me, and you could tell me about it? Looking towards the Grey Knights.
They all nod. There's a bit of excitement from several of them as they shift their seats in order to be able to give you guys room at the table that they're at. And as you guys sit down, Rum lumbers on by, and he's just got this big old tray in his hand, like the biggest tray ever, until you realize that it's like a massive circular door on which it's just got dozens of mugs that are on it, and he's just walking by with it. People are taking the mugs off of the tray as he walks by, right? And he's got this big old coin purse on his back belt, and as he walks by, they toss coins into it. All right, and he keeps on going. It's right there, just this big old open bag filled with probably a couple hundred gold coins and silver and coppers by this point in time. It's pretty bulging, but these are all warriors, and nobody here is worried about stealing, and everybody seems to have a sense of code of honor. Everybody you've seen take a drink off of it has thrown coins into it.
Hell yeah.
So,
That's a coin to your giant.
Right? She's gonna be like, she's been looking proudly at Willem, like big old beaming smile that he was performing, and everybody got to see his talent. And then she's gonna slide over to the group and be like, "What's up? What's on the menu tonight?"
Should be hearing of interesting story.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I mean, you first though, right? I mean, we don't get to hear these stories straight from the mouth of legends. So, what's something you've gotten into recently that we haven't heard about? We've got a pretty good one, but we've got just the one. So, we'll wait.
On the way here, we did have fun watching Nina herself go against a goblin chief into a one-on-one fight. Well, as much of one as you can have with a goblin.
They look over at Nina, and they're like, "Oh, poor goblin. I hope you didn't, make it too messy." And then there's the other one's like, "No, haven't you heard? They hardly ever kill anyone. They probably just let them off with some sort of warning. Goblins left off with a warning. They're just gonna run off and do the same thing again, won't they? That's not for us to decide. Hey, guys." And the one who had approached you guys for the handshake at first gives them all like a look like, "Hey, you're," and they all shut up for a moment, take some drinks, and he goes, "I'm Lieutenant Geltz. The rest of these people are a part of the
Yeah, it root.
Hey, Brookman. Yeah, you've arrived at Mont de la Cache. The group has entered into the tavern, where the Grey Knights are at. Willem was there giving a performance ahead of your guys' arrival, and as you walked into the tavern, everybody swarmed the group, but mostly just to give them all handshakes and pats on the back. And one of the Grey Knights approached Zarman and spoke about how he thought he was,
Fanboy!
an admirable person. Yeah, he was a fanboy of Zarman's.
Yeah.
And then they realized that Grayson was there, and got all like, oh shit, I'm too drunk to be around somebody like this right now. But couldn't back out of the invitation they'd already offered, so the group has now joined them at their table and are preparing to share stories. Zarman has just mentioned that Nina had a one-on-one against the Goblin Chief on the way here, and they were expressing sympathy for the Goblin, but got in a little bit of a spat on the idea of, no, they wouldn't have killed them, they would have let them go. And then we're kind of like, hey guys, not the time to have this conversation, by the guy that was in charge. And this guy, the lieutenant, had said that his sergeant, or his captain, sorry, was not around here at the moment. He seemed to have retired already, so there's one person in charge of him, but he seems to be the one that's second in charge, it seems. Said that his name was Lieutenant Vogt. And he was introducing their group as being the Black Fang Squad. Black Fang, all one word.
Fang.
Ebon Fang, that was the term. There we go. Ebon Fang Squadron.
There.
Alright.
You can see that there are 11 of them here at this table. So they have a pretty much like your guys' sizes of a group here. One of them has already left, the guy that's in charge. And we're still here partying the night away.
But yeah, please, don't be too tense that Grayson's here. He's here with us anyway.
And I'm retired anyways. I'm just stretching my legs a little bit. Getting to see the countryside. You know how it is. It's hard to stay still when you've been a warrior for so long.
Like, yeah, it was just... I couldn't imagine ever having drinks with Commander Grayson. Current Commander Grayson, I mean. Because,
yes, vacationing was never really my son's strong suit. He never knows how to relax, but don't worry about me.
like, yeah, well, I mean, then will you have a drink with us, Commander?
It's like, I'd love to, yes. In fact, I'll have 2 of them.
And they go, hey, yeah. And they order a round of drinks and look at everybody like, anybody else?
Yeah, sure. Slides
Sure.
up.
I don't drink. So it just kind of says.
You see one of them sitting towards the back, woman, half-elf. She's been like a long cowl, like a hood, but it's just like draped around her shoulders right now, and really like shortcut, like almost like buzz cut kind of hair, and the slightly pointed ears and angular features that let you know that they're not fully human, but not fully elf either. And she wears robes instead of the armor that everybody else is, but there's these like long gray robes that seem to have like leather padding and a bit of like a they don't look like they're for, a caster that stays at home. They looks like a military uniform for a mage.
She's just gonna nod. The shepherd, I suppose.
Yes, and I will not be drinking either.
Mm.
Somebody has to keep a clear head. Understand? Nods to you, Zal.
Yeah, nods back.
Oh, is it like spike juice?
So like looks to Rue and is kind of like, do you want to try it?
I'm okay. I've had my fair share of spiked drinks in taverns.
Well, I have some. I just bought this the other before we left. I have some patented Krungsagen Fiji water. You want some?
Yeah.
Alright, and I also have a lemon slice if you want to put that in there. But it's up to you.
Lemon slices?
Yes, I do. Yeah, she'll give you just this bottle of water that she has in her regular backpack, not the bag of holding. You'll just hand it out and put lemon in
I
there.
honestly think I'm just gonna hear vodka. It's water.
No, it's legit. She don't joke about water, man. This is some
Gigi's
good
spicy.
water. Yeah.
High quality H2O.
Yep. And then she just takes
Oh.
the rest of the lemon and just squeezes it into her drink. It's just like,
You are every bit as strange as I had heard. I mean, I have to be honest. It's a bit surprising.
Well, as long as you're true to yourself, it's hard for something to happen to you anyway.
I mean, possibly, but it's a hard mentality to keep when there's war and dragons falling from the sky. Most people would have either come foolhardy or choose to ignore it. But us, not the Grey Knights. Oh, our commander teaches us to be prepared so that we're never afraid. Isn't that right? And they all raise their glasses, and you see as they give like a kind of quiet salute. No shout, no like hurrah to it, right? They just raise their glass, take a drink, and then they place their hand over their heart, and then that's it. And but they all close their eyes when they do it, and then they all go back to being pretty relaxed and stuff, and they say, "So, okay, we definitely have you beat, though. We're coming up. We saw it. We're about a couple of days' ride south from this fort here and the village just outside of it, and that's when we saw the trails of fire coming through the night. We considered turning back and heading back towards the coast, back on the cities, but the commander said that they had been given orders, and evidently they had come down towards our captain, and that we were being told to seek out. It was at the end of these. Didn't even know at first what it was going to be, but I mean, I guess the commander must have known, right? Or maybe he just took a gamble and it really paid off because you know what we found, right?
yeah.
We heard, right? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We found out that it was dragon eggs that had fallen. We weren't just looking at a big old rock. We decided that we should get back as quickly as we can. But, we've had a bit of a complication. So here we are. Sticking it out until we can get more reinforcements that come and help us
carry it down towards the coast.
It's kind of stiff.
Grayson goes, I mean, looks at the half-elf and says, why don't you just leave with it? I mean, is there something wrong with your magic? Are you wounded? And she shakes her head and says, no, not at all. Honestly, I don't understand. Magic and the spell was working. But as soon as we were supposed to travel, it's like, well, she looks away and she says, something kept us from going.
Get an insight here.
I will help that because I was about the same thing.
Alright, yeah. It's like, not gonna. Well, I could be sensing motivations here, but. I have my expertise die from my praying from earlier.
Zarma would also be helping.
Okay, so. What? Do I get. Okay.
Capting it out.
Alright, so.
Is that your expertise?
Okay.
Yeah. Advantage and then D8.
Alright. Oof. Girl.
I'll go full roll.
You can
You-
throw a 5 on top of that with my
Well,
spread genius.
Honestly, I feel like she should just.
And divinity roll, yeah.
Well, not that. It's more or less. I mean, she has her inspiration that she can use. So, and that's 5. So that would be. Well, that's still not.
23.
Yeah, DC
So 23 plus tax 5 will be 28
Alright.
if you add it all together.
I guess so, yeah. DC 28.
Yeah, so 28. Basically.
Rolls of 5. That'd be 28 DM.
I know. Is that how rogues feel
Yeah.
like? I guess.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Rolls a nat 1. Oh, that's a 28 stealth DM.
Okay. You get that they don't know. Like they have no idea why it's not working and why they weren't able to leave. Alright. And so they're at an impasse at this moment. They seem to actually be more worried about it than all of the rest of the people here, though, right? The warriors they're just like, I'm waiting on our reinforcements and then we're gonna travel with it the old-fashioned way. But the mage is like, I don't know why my magic's not working. Alright, I don't know why I cast it, the spell went off, but then something kept us from going. Alright. And they seem genuinely concerned by it, and you notice they seem more concerned about it than the other ones do, but you also sense that they genuinely don't
Understand.
they don't understand.
When I felt the spell being resisted when I was scrying, did it feel like somebody had actively, like, resisted it, or was it being cut off?
It felt like you used it, and then nothing happened.
She's gonna...
Because I'm curious, I'm going to just like prestidigitation as it's happening.
Yeah, she's narrowing her eyes and slides up further, like right up next to her. What did it feel like? Because I used something not too long ago to seek information, and I didn't feel it connect, even though I casted a spell.
I do not understand it. I've been trained in battle magic. I understand what it's like to have magics dispelled and counterspelled. This was not that.
Interference?
I released the magic, the spell worked, then nothing came of it.
I see.
Zelkan speaks up. Do you have this dragon egg with you?
Look
Nice.
at each other. All the second you say it, and they all look at each other, and then The lieutenant Volk, he says, "Not here. No, it is safe."
Were you able to cast magic before you approached the fort? Like, when did you notice something was off? The getaway, or a little bit before then?
Cast a spell in order to be able to locate the place that it had fallen. It worked.
I see.
But once we had approached it, first it looked just like a rock, and we were more concerned with the damage it had done to the farmstead. I was tending to one of the people that had been wounded. I used a healing spell in order to be able to relieve one of the wounds that had burned them when the debris had come down from the falling comet. That spell worked as well.
It's probably not proximity, but related to the egg, then.
Perhaps, or maybe not. Afterwards, it did do something strange. Yeah, the bloody thing started glowing.
Zell's kind of just thinking and said, there's a possibility that it's already being magic or certain kinds of magic.
That was my first thought too. I mean, maybe that's how you get them to hatch faster.
Kind of like absorbing it?
Well,
Food?
Yeah, like Ishaw's favorite creatures, and magic is it's all around us. And if it was to absorb magic to reawaken it. He sees a kind of getting kind of deep thought.
Can I cast guidance
we should probably.
on
Yeah.
Zale? Like, am I able to cast guidance on Zale? Do you feel it take place?
Sorry, my thing was kind of acting up on me. Repeat what you were rolling.
I'm gonna cast guidance. Does it, like, sit on Zale?
Being of a spell cast would work here.
Yeah.
Let's, give me a check on this. You cast the spell, and bring up guidance for me.
Alright. Aha.
Guidance should be. What type of school is guidance?
Yeah, what's the school?
Let me double check. I don't know if it was placed on divination.
Yeah.
You cast it. You can feel the spell work as intended. And Zale, you feel the magic course into you. You feel like you're definitely under the effects of a magical spell at the moment. It does appear to be working.
I would just...
Other than testing what type of schools of magic would work and which ones wouldn't, I think we'd be here all night.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, do you think there's ever been an occurrence like this before? In history? I look at Mashad.
You should be looking at Rue. She's a nerd.
That would be Rue's field. I'm not the...
Like dragon falling eggs?
Well, I know that it's part in the prophecy and stuff, and she just takes the guidance and gives it to Rue. She'll concentrate on Rue's guidance.
$26, legend check.
You used guidance on it?
Yeah.
Oh, it should have been a decent.
And you're specifically trying to recall what with this history check?
It's more
Dragon Fall, I guess, is what you're asking me?
Alright.
Yeah, interference with just dragons and magic.
Dragon falls and dragon
Magic.
birthing magic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
like
magic
do
around.
they absorb whenever they first came and took down the goblins? Like, how did they surmount their power so quickly?
You can recall that dragons during the goblin the fall of the Goblin Empire, stories say that they destroyed them in a single fell swoop. Like they came out of the Baltaine in a wave. No one had ever seen them before. That they had already somehow disabled all of the wards and protections that had kept those cities safe even before they arrived, which is why they were able to completely decimate them. How they did that, whether it was through subterfuge or cunning or spies or magical power, nobody really knows. There's a lot of theories, and you're about to be certain that you could remember which one was going to be the most credible theory of those, and you can feel in this moment as the memory and the thoughts start to come to you, where that magic and that guidance starts to bring that sense of like illumination to your mind, like that moment just before a thought that had been evading you snaps back into your memory. Then suddenly the magic fades away from you, and that guidance doesn't come. Felt it, then it didn't do it. The memory as well loses you in that moment. And so even though you remember the basics of all of that stuff that everybody remembers on the goblins and the rumors about dragons and how they overfell them, but it's the moment at the end where you almost had that epiphany through that guidance that has normally helped you and been so certain up to this point. Suddenly it's just doesn't do anything. It doesn't work.
Guys?
Huh?
It's not just absorbing magic. It's blocking information.
I mean, information is the most useful power one could have.
Wait, as you were thinking about it with the spell Hanu put on you,
I felt Hanu's
Zale, you're
spell.
still underneath the effects. Oh no, you're not.
Yeah,
she switched
it's a
to-
concentration spell.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel Hanu when she does that. It's like a warm magical hug, and I felt it, and then it's almost as if it just eluded me. But I feel like I know this.
She's gonna.
I feel like I know this.
She's gonna.
I should know this.
Hey, wait, calm down. Wait a second. She's gonna look over to Zale with the most intense expression. What did I have for breakfast today? And she casts guidance on you. Recall it.
Can Zell make an arcane check of what this possibly might be?
Yeah.
I'm proficient
you got
in it.
guidance
So
to it as well.
Yep.
I'm proficient in Arcana, so I'm gonna look at Zale and start going, "Do you think?" and like start talking with him.
Correct.
So,
Yeah, Zorman's also proficient in Arcana.
So intense.
So he'll help.
The orphans all suddenly put their heads together,
Yeah.
and then like Hanu kind of hovers over them with that guidance. All right, and
Oh.
roll me that Arcana check with the expertise.
Yeah, I'm at max.
Woo!
24.
Wait a second. Let me see.
Okay. You also feel that same sensation that was just described, but that would put you at.
Can I might channel divinity that. Let's see if you can get that higher.
And reroll.
Yeah, reroll the d20.
Oh, I'll just take it off. Arcane, take out expertise, this normal. By 1, so it's 25.
Oh, okay, cool. With that, it occurs to you that there is very likely something that is affecting the ability for particular types of magic to work, you're certain that for something to work in an area as big as what's being described, there's only a couple of scenarios going on here. Either there is somebody nearby right now watching you guys and doing this, alright? There is something that is affecting the greater area itself, and if it's the one that's nearby, it could just be doing it for any type of magic that's at all done, and it might not be about a particular school or anything, right? But if it's one that is about the entire region, magic like that would have to have been defined and be about a particular type of school, right? And or a couple of schools at most, right? It wouldn't be affecting all types of magic. The only way to truly know would be to test it.
Yeah, Zell just quickly, because he has the rest of the four. He has illusion, he has evocation, he has transmutation, he has conjuration. So he has stuff that he could just cast real quick. And you can see Zell just like quick
Bree's
cast.
gonna help you, and like she's gonna take like a fork and like have Zarman break it in half and then cast mending on it for transmutation.
Yeah, so Zell has all the, and the only thing he does have, I think, is he has illusion too. So he just go through all of them real quick. You expand like a couple spell slots. It's fine for right now.
I just
So-
have try.
He only spends like one first level, so it's fine. Get that back easily. So he will go through the whole list of spell schools and see which ones fail him, which was don't.
I'll go
By the way,
outside and make
you
these.
guys should probably do that outside. Zarman
I'm
breaks
going
the fork for
outside.
him and then fucking hands the broken fork to him. Take that outside.
And
Pestilence.
she goes
just-
outside and she fixes it on her way, and then once she gets to the door, she goes, "I summon thee, bees!" and casts pestilence and
Hell
tries
yeah.
to do conjuration.
Hell
Make
yeah.
bees.
You discover that there is no conjuration, no divination magic currently working. And when the two of you attempted to cast a transmutation spell, it worked for one of you and didn't for the other. Seems to be a 50-50 chance that transmutation doesn't work when you cast it.
Oh shit.
I look at Zale, sad. Bees! My bees!
Oh, no.
Odd thing about this is it doesn't feel like you're being counterspelled. It feels like you're casting the spell and it goes off, but then the effect just doesn't happen. And it's why it's not the way normally something snatches the effect, right? You know, like something has to redirect that energy somewhere, but it just seems to go nowhere. Nothing happens, all right? That's not your Arcana check and your knowledge of the weave would help you know that this is that all magic goes and moves somewhere in the weave, right? So if you're casting spells and their effects aren't going off, then that magic is going somewhere else, and you think that there might be something drawing in, like a lightning rod of some sorts
Yeah.
for magic nearby.
Yeah, so can like Zell has kind of a special sense with the weave. Not as much, but can Zell like track it in a way? Kinda like he did with the Black Lily. Can try to get like an essence of
I think that's one. Don't they have a feature for that in one of like the sorcerer or the bard or the wizard?
Let me look.
Like one of the necks or something that somebody has that lets you be able to trace magic. I think it's a sorcerer thing, to be
Yeah, I'm
honest.
just like, whoever has it's probably Valerie, even if she doesn't have the
I don't
cast
think.
for
I don't think that. I think your Arcana and your knowledge of magic as a wizard would allow you to be able to understand the theory of this. But you would have to have an actual spell that lets you be able to do this, and you don't have one that does that. There's a spell
Yeah.
somewhere that does this. I think it was in that investigation handbook that was handed out
Yeah.
by Ace. One of the
But it
prior
wouldn't
ones.
work
But
because
you
it's
don't
divine.
have. Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't work here because it's a divination thing. So.
Yeah, I was gonna try seeing with my eyes, but I'm scared it's not gonna work.
It would be Mage Hunter under Sorcerer. Because you
Yeah.
can, when tracking a creature, you can cast that can cast at least one spell. You can attempt to do so by using Mystic Energy that it leaves in its wake, allowing you to use Charisma for any ability checks made to track it. So if you're trying to track down a spellcaster and you have that knack, you would be able to use Charisma to do so instead as a sorcerer.
Valerie
Oh.
has that.
I know, that's why I'm like, it's probably
I-
Valerie. I'm
So-
saying.
So then that leaves the one conclusion, and then he's like, he looks to Rue since they're outside, they can't hear us. We need to get a look at that egg.
Yeah.
This is absorbing magic of conjuration into divination, and transmutation seems to be 50-50. I don't know what that means, it's what's powering up. And taking a closer look at it, it's probably going to be good, especially you, since you know more about dragons than Gwen.
I feel like I
Uh.
can't even talk to Mishu now. I would ask him, but I'm scared it won't work.
Oh, you notice that someone is eavesdropping on your conversation.
Yeah, fast at 25. Who's eavesdropping?
The half-elf mage is looking at and listening from around the corner.
How far away there?
I don't know, 15, 20 feet.
He casts a
Just outside of the tavern, so.
yeah. He casts like just a little small like evocation spell because that seems to work. Which he teleports behind her,
Sales, where'd you go?
being like, "Why are you listening to our conversation?"
Yeah.
Jumps. Think about this real quick.
The crazy
So got the good taste and like fucking pepper sprayed and all the good shit.
Well, the crazy
Run.
thing is, I was gonna
I
act-
run inside.
He just teleported behind a battle mage, so I'm like, give me a second.
Well, no,
I run inside and I go to Zarman and I go, Sale's been taken!
Oh my god.
I kid you not. I was gonna actually have Hanu talk to that battle mage. She's looking at the and before the eavesdropping thing got found out, so she's looking there, be like, "Oh, where's she go? Oh, okay, whatever. Talk to her later, I guess."
I think Sale tried to cast something and it took him with the spell.
Oh no.
But yeah, after they went outside and started experimenting with spells, however long that took them, Zarma would have started a conversation with the Grey Knights inside of the hall. He will start doing a philosophical talk of, well, what do you think? What would you say it means to be kindred?
Good.
Give me just a second.
But yeah, I'm just saying that while you're figuring out what she's doing to Zale.
Still disappears.
So yeah, Zarma was about to start a more philosophical talk inside the tavern, and then Ruka's running back in. Zale's gone!
My baby! Where'd it go?
Panic.
My baby.
Okay. As soon as you teleport, and say that, you see as a shimmer happens in front of you, and they disappear completely, and then you hear in your mind, like, nobody ever told you it's rude to sneak up on somebody like that.
He's just kind of leaning on the wall at this point, just like, "Oh, whoever told you that eavesdropping was not also kind of either."
Okay, well, we can both agree that we've both been in the wrong here, and that you definitely started it when you started keeping secrets and talking about taking our egg without us knowing about it. I was in the
No
right,
such-
and it proves.
Never said taking. I said ask you if you could look at your hand. You're the one jumping to conclusions. Once
You hear silence in your mind. A response from them for a moment. Still don't know where they are.
yeah, he's not moving. He's standing there kind of just looking the word direction she was. But he does not speak.
Only mirror hear voice, but aloud, no longer in your mind. And they say, I'm above you. You can see them right on top of the roof of the barn / tavern. And she's got her legs, just hanging off of the side of it. And in her lap is a spell book. She says, "Fine, I apologize."
He just goes on the wall and kind of walks over, kind of looking up at her. Listen, I'm not trying to take her. You found this what you found. I just want to know what's going on with the magic. If it's absorbing magic.
Can't you just take it? Please take it. We must get rid of that thing. Take it far away from us. I have been being near it, traveling with it all the way near south. I've seen a lot of things, but others don't know. They don't see it.
See what?
Not an elf, not fully. My father taught me how to trance. And though I still need sleep, I can see to the other places beyond. My dreams, it makes them easy to drift between is just my mind and what is that deeper forest the elves speak of, dream before. Ever since we have seen that egg, I've seen the strangest things in my dreams. Nightmarish things. This evil. That dark black glow it gives off. It's the glow of oblivion. Sorry if my lieutenant or my captain, I mean. If you're not going to take it away from us, then I would say do not get close to it. Stay far away. Forget about our worries.
Where are you transporting it?
We are waiting for escorts, reinforcements, and then from there we ought to take it south to the coast, either Sante Verite or Sante Lumiere. I don't believe it's been decided yet. But the goal is to catch a boat, head Ancora Bay. That is where our headquarters currently is.
Zell, by the way, as he's having this conversation, is touching his brooch, so everybody's listening in on this. As he continues talking, if you think this egg is that much of a danger, I don't think it'd be wise to take it back to your base.
Must be new. Not from around here, so you don't know, but it's a sort of what the Grey Knights do. Give me, I've had a long night and I have not slept much. It made me speak out of turn.
It's fine.
Perhaps it is just my elven nature or my affinity to the arcane that makes me more susceptible to whatever its influence is, but my companions and I faced monstrous things before. This is but an egg, not even hatched. Cannot carry an egg. And what hope will we be when we have to face dragons one day?
So it kind of things, he kind of stops looking at, kind of things for a second. And he kind of looks like, as someone who is more in tune to magic and my elven nature, whatever your instinct is telling you, listen to it. If it is telling you this thing is bad, there's forewarning you. And something much greater had going to happen if you take it with you back. I'm not saying you're a coward, I'm not saying you're doing your job. I'm saying there is things beyond even my understanding and my groups. And if what you said is true about this thing, about infiltrating your dreams, about seeing nightmares, that is something you should not deal with. And it's something we need. That's the paradox, is the research.
You
If
think that you're better than us. Let me tell you something. See that giant in there? That ogreish creature, Rum. I was 8 years old when a similar creature killed my entire family, half of my village. It was the Grey Knights stopped it from killing the other half and me. Since 10 years old, I've trained and fought and used my talents with magic to aid them in fighting all sorts of monsters. Things that my instincts would tell me to fear, to run. But that is why we join the Grey Knights. Because we gain something else to battle those instincts. We gain experience and discipline. I will not run, and I will not abandon my allies. And you will forget that I had this lapse. And stay away from that dragon egg. If you know what's good for you.
I didn't wish confrontation. If that is the path you choose, then go ahead and go forth. But I do nothing better of you. I do nothing better of anybody. This world is played by things of unknown things that, to be honest, make anything seem just if significant in what we do. Not even the things I've done. The legends and people praise me about.
Zale, you hear Willem from standing, and you see him out of the corner of your eyes. He comes around the corner, and like half a step forward, pauses and looks to the left as he notices you, and he's like, "Is that you? You talking to yourself over here, practicing another big speech?" You look up, and there's nobody up on the roof anymore.
You see him like he does a sigh and kind of looks back to him. Nah, just talking to the wind.
Talking to the wind. I know exactly how you feel. Like the wind that blows between people's ears as their hollow words ring within their skulls. You know what? I think I might be inspired to write a song about that. Come on, Sail. Me. We still have each other. It's his arm around your shoulder.
He just kind of like half pats him. Zell feels very dejected right now as he kind of just half pats kind of Willem and kind of like
Matching dejected look on his face.
Okay, I kid you not, because that girl wasn't there, she was going to talk to Willem, but since Willem's out here, she's just like, I don't know who to talk to about this dragon tower problem. Okay. She goes in the corner, starts looking at the window dramatically.
Man, so kind of pats Willem on the shoulder. He kind of does a little smile, but it's not completely there, as he says. Willem, I know you've seen songs of us and seen our praise, but you are probably the most person who knows really what, well, people think of us. Do you think we come off as, well, we think we're better than everybody?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say that. Maybe a little. I know that's not true. You're all really terribly insecure and tear each other up and hate yourselves constantly. It's all really sad and quite pathetic, honestly. Which is why I feel at home amongst you people, honestly. I've never felt like I've had anybody that truly understands what that feels like. But other people, they see that you're honestly a little barking mad. I mean, you don't really seem to be on the same wavelength as anybody else that I've ever met. That's not a bad thing. Most people, well, they're shepherds and they're sheep. Or they're worse, they're wolves. But you're honestly none of those things. And it's makes you honestly do come off like you think you're perhaps better. But that's just other people not knowing what to make of themselves or of you. Give them time. Honestly, that's what inspires me to sing about you so much. People should know that there's another part. People are more than what they seem on the surface.
You can.
Speaking of which, I have a song about you. Think of this. It goes something along the lines of that. I'm not gonna sing it. My voice is a little hoarse, but lyrics. It's like screams break the silence, waking from the dead of night. Vengeance is boiling. He's returned to kill the light. Then when he's found who he's looking for, listen in awe, and you'll hear him bark at the moon. I mean, obviously, I would be a little bit more barking and howling to be wolf-like, like your transformations. It's a work in progress.
I don't want to do this. Can I insight check Willem? Sophie, like, and Zell just kind of hair stand up. I think you've seen that song. Is this Willem I'm talking to?
Yeah, insight check him.
I think because of the fighter thing, if it's any kind of like hostile, underlining hostile intention, I get an advantage. So
Hostile intent.
that was a straight roll. 14. I don't think it's a real thing. He rolled.
You look at that insecure face that comes across from him as soon as he goes, it's a work in progress. And you're like, fantastic, this is Willem. This is Willem. Same old Willem. What was I thinking? It's late. I must be getting paranoid.
Oh, fuck. Yep. So those like
Bark at the moon! Hey, yeah! Bark at the moon! Sing it with me. Come on, Zale, sing it with me! Bark at the moon! Hey, yeah! Bark at the moon!
Bark at the moon.
His
It's
arm
Ricky Martin.
on your shoulders, and you and Monotone next to it. Walk with him, and you end out the night with Grayson would have left out just shortly after that, actually. So lagging just a little bit behind you and Willem, making the trek up towards the castle. Everybody else was already kind of leaving the tavern in trails after each other. Rum settles down in the bar, which is evidently his abode, and you see as the Grey Knights say that they're making their way down towards the village where they've arranged lodgings at one of the farms.
She would have gotten into arm wrestling competition with somebody with arcane muscles since Willem wasn't there to talk.
Yeah.
She's like,
yeah.
But yeah.
Net and Zarma would have had a more philosophical talk of what does it mean, or what do you think it means to be kindred, with like whoever would have entertained the idea.
Nah.
And Nina would absolutely challenge Hanu to an arm wrestling
Let's
competition.
fucking go! But yeah.
Rue's sitting outside in a tree.
Kak is too busy making a small little device that sounds like a chihuahua barking when you press a button.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
A few of the mercenary types adventurers there are surprisingly philosophical. There's a lot of educated knightly type people here that went to school, and you get, you know, a lot of book answers and then a lot of pras from the people that don't give a shit about that stuff. And you get to philosophize the night away with the adventurers that would have talked about the book answers of this, essentially. That is, you know, kindred are defined by their souls, and you know that a kindred is kindred because they have, you know, a soul, and the soul has 3 parts, alright? If anything had been brought up that there are exceptions to this, then one person would have been able to cite that's soul sickness, right, and an ailment, and, you know, anybody who's suffering through something like that, you know, gods help them, alright? And you happen to know several people that have soul sickness in your party, of course, of various types of the. Most of them only know about stuff like this from books, and Anu, you just obliterate almost everybody in this place. Right?
I got a net 20!
One after the other, you in this night being the arm wrestling champion of this place.
Hell
They're
yeah.
like really, they were expecting it, like if that's how strong she is, right? They're all just mind blown by how strong the big people in the party must be, because they're like, in their minds, size means strength, right? And so they're
So Nina
like
must
that.
be terrifying.
Nina must be terrifying, right?
Yeah.
Like They're like, oh, I don't even want to challenge her. She'll put me through the floor. Right?
Nina ends the night very dejected then.
Yeah, because nobody was willing to challenge you after having fought against the small person in the party. Just doosh, doosh, doosh. She's a tsunami, relentless, crashing upon each of her foes, one after the other.
War cry.
And we're gonna take a break, guys. Grab some drinks and stuff, and we'll be able to come back in the AM.
Hell yeah. I forgot that I didn't roll my Oracle's Insight for the day, but I'm like, I got a 9. This will be, oh, I got a 20. Never mind.
That's funny.
Actually, wait.
No one beat on at that level.
Right back.
Rue's in a tree and she's now humming the Bark at the Moon as she's just like kind of sitting with her like legs pulled into her chest.
Actually, I need to see how long this dice lasts. If it lasts at the end of the day, she's gonna be like, I'm gonna use this dice with Rue. We're gonna do something that's an ability check. I don't know what it is, but I got a good roll. Oracle's Insight.
After fucking Hanu just slammed all those fuckers, would she accept Nina?
Yeah.
She accept Nina's hand in marriage.
I'm sorry, but I think there's someone with a really high int score that's after Nina's heart. She says out of character. This is once I use this trait, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest, but if I don't use it, then could I keep it? Is the thing.
Yeah.
Well, after a short or long rest, which we will be heading into.
Yeah. So, who am I
Let's
gonna
keep
use
it-
this dice, my Oracle Insight on? Will it be in one corner, Nina, the other corner? I'll just arm wrestle Nina. Just, I don't know.
Rue's down for whatever. She's just having a little moment not being able to communicate after she was like, I can't talk to Mishu. It kind of brought her down a bit.
She's gonna look at Rue. Quick! I need a theme song right now. Championship match arm wrestling against the Mountain herself. Nina, whatever the fuck your last
Surfboard
name is.
riding. Nina's good at fighting.
Yo, I'm taking this. Starts rolling her shoulder, shoulders.
As fast as lightning.
Stretches those triceps and biceps. She's like, alright, Nina, let's go.
Armin's emotionally crying.
Alright. And then, you can, whenever you come back, Rachel, you can just roll whatever result and I'll take it. But I'll roll my result so you know what it is. Okay, she's gonna add that +9 because I stated whoever is getting it is getting that Oracle Insight die. That Oracle dice. No one else approached her with anything, so she's gonna burn it in competition. She got a 27, made it a 36.
6, jeez.
I mean, we even beat Colin, the drunken like Goliath of the trio of bastards from the Griffin's
Hell
Club.
yeah.
He was there at the tavern that night because he's the drunkard of the group, so he's always at the tavern. And yeah, Colin, the Goliath, the big old beer gut was still no match for Hanu that night.
Yeah. War cries all night long.
It's a full moon today, right? As well.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. An interesting conversation.
Howl at the moon, man. Bark at the moon, rather.
Oh wow.
Like, I couldn't figure out if that was actual, like, casting sending because my sending wouldn't work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Frustrating.
Honestly,
Dude, I got the heebie-jeebies. That's not even Willem.
well, listen,
I thought-
you can just use the brooch to see if that was actually him.
And that's what I was gonna check. But if her brooches are divination and magic, because it's communication.
You already used them to communicate while you were in there, and it was working.
Oh, it's working. So yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna ask fucking.
Yep, you can even be teleported out of here with the teleportation
Listen,
thing.
it's the Alvalian
The Alvalian Alchemist.
Yeah,
like,
she has a
yeah,
back door
I-
for everything.
yeah. She was everything she's making coming from a completely different dimension. So, not really.
I know. If you ever
It's an
brought
elite
that
full
up,
section.
yeah, if you ever brought that up to her, she'd be extremely insulted. Do you think my devices would be affected by the third dimension's magic realm? What?
Right?
Girl!
Sounds like something she would say.
Don't come at me with that bullshit.
Of course, I do not tell you every single one of the defenses that I have in order to make sure that my devices work. You must simply trust that I am the Alvalian Alchemist, and everything that I make is perfect.
Big explodes in the background.
Right? Fucking JoJo posing.
Yeah. Black egg that infiltrates go into a trance. Absorbs conjuration, divination. And transmutation, it's iffy.
Two people she wanted to talk to also just vanished. She's like, wait, where are they go? Okay. I must fight my emotions away! Arm wrestle with me! Ah.
That's such a bad. It's the thing. It's just like Zoltan like a evil character. He's not gonna try to figure out how to steal the egg. If that's the path they've chosen, then that's the path they've chosen. They're gonna take it back. I'm just now thinking fucking something bad's gonna happen back at Grayson's place, and Sun's there.
So their captain is a dragonborn. Grayson's able to get more information from him from the group by hanging out and drinking with them, and so you were able to test your magical theory while he continued drinking with the rest of the party, and got more information on who their captain was, who was the one member not there. He would return back to you and inform you that he's fairly certain that the captain's probably wherever their dragon egg is, alright, and isn't wanting to stray too far from it, and that he thinks that it's likely wherever this farmstead is that they are saying that they're staying at, and that they've secured lodgings at. The dragonborn captain is Captain Claiborne.
Oh, okay.
Also, yeah. At one point, Zell would just go to the tree and sit with Drew. He's very quiet.
She's very quiet too.
Listening, drinking tea.
She won't say anything, but she'll just hand you her astrolabe.
I'll take it, and you kind of just look up at the star with it. Kind of
She'll
absent-mindedly.
just use her inner finger to tilt, push your hand into the direction of where the stars are starting to be overshadowed or gone.
Must have followed me then, I guess. He says very quietly.
This isn't new, by the way. I just didn't know it was important. until recently.
Yeah.
Gith were scared.
Yeah, I
But-
don't know.
There's this really cool pirate Gith lady. She's kind of, gathering people.
Mm.
So,
And what for?
just to be prepared, aware, something has to happen. They've started calling themselves the Gith Yankee.
No, it seems like they are aware of bigger things that's going on.
Things are moving away. The stars. They're fleeing.
Wait, from what do you think?
Beast. They call him the Star Killer. I didn't realize they were the same thing, but 1 + 1 is starting to look a lot like 2.
He smiles at them as he kind of looks down from the stars and kind of looks at her. And you do understand what I'm cursed with. Correct?
Yeah. I'm trying to find answers, solutions, ideas. Now I can't even talk to people that I would know who would know something. So I'm sorry. I feel like I could be doing more.
He reached out and kind of puts a hand on your shoulder. You're doing the best you can. Not everything is easy. And I know you're trying your best. Don't put the blame on yourself.
Do you think I should go back?
And go back to where you were before.
Whenever I go back, it's never super easy, and some things are harder than others, but I could get closer to my friends who might know something or do something, but I don't want to leave, and then the Star Killer just is here, and then I'm not, and I don't know what to do, because I'm not, I don't, she like starts to like cheer up. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to lose you guys.
And this point, he fully turns his body, kind of facing you as he sits up and kind of like wraps you in a hug and kind of rests his chin on top of your head. I enjoy you here. Simon does too. I think everybody else does as well. You're the one thing that holds us together when we think of despair and tragedy overwhelming us. Everything that keeps us together. I know the beast, the Star Killer, is a scary enemy. But we are also very formidable too. One of the paradoxes. As long as we work together, I think we can drive anything. Don't feel like you have to put the burden all on just you.
But what if I could find something? Or
Yeah. Even if you
I
can
don't know.
find some. Doesn't mean you can have to do it alone.
Of
Oh,
course
yeah,
not.
but-
I don't do anything alone. I've got Miju and Edgar and Tea Master. And what if they're in trouble too?
You thinking that he's out there maybe trying to harm them?
Oh, based off of what happened, it sounds like he's coming for you.
So just kind of have a weird kind of smile at that.
And you hear it.
Yep.
Ear-splitting scream. Loud. It cuts out through the night. And then it's gone. Cut off. Instantly. Passive perception tells you it comes the woods south of where the barn is. Road towards Killamstead.
So Blurt kind of looks through this moment, kind of looking. He's not. He jumps down from the tree. Rue. I'll text others and tell them I might have something going on in Killamstead. We need to check out.
I'm coming with you.
I know. Let's use the brooch. We'll go see what's happening. Hopefully Killam's okay too.
I touch my brooch and just say, screams and kill instead.
Grayson pipes in, and you hear him say, "Yes, I heard it as well. I'm heading that way. It wasn't very far."
Yeah.
And Gwyn pipes in and says, "Yeah." The time you all arrive, about a minute, not very long, quickly tracking down, and just in the forest and the tree lines beside it, you can see that there is one person and looks to be a small mercenary, is pinned to a tree with a branch through the middle of them, about 10 feet off the ground. And at the base of the tree, there's another adventurer torn in half. Their top torso towards the wood lines and the bushes to the right, and the other one slumped up against the bottom of the tree. So you arrive with your passive perception and Leaf with your passive investigation. Dale, you would notice immediately that there are 3 more bodies in the tree branches, and Beef, you would figure that whatever did this killed them all in the manner of probably a couple of seconds.
Just gonna shift.
None of
it.
them had the opportunity to draw their weapons except for the person whose body had been ripped in half.
Does it seem like it was like a creature? I don't know, like what?
It seems like it was whatever attacked them did it really quickly, was very strong. But other than that, you'd have to do a further investigation. This is just what your passive told you the moment you walked on the scene. You noticed those details.
Yeah, I want to investigate because I want to see like how, I don't know, if it looks magic or weapon or claw or whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Zarman said, "Keep your guard up," and we'll keep a lookout.
Just like it's long
Yeah.
gone, guys. It's
Rue's clinging to Zale's side.
Yeah, Leaf is cautiously investigating everything.
she's
And
going.
is standing there just trying to look as intimidating as possible.
She's gonna slowly look over to Zale, and that sharp expression like returns. An omen that something's always one step ahead. Seems like the hunt is on.
As you look at Zell, what would have been processing before fear, you just see in really his expression for the first really time, just that time you saw in Griffin's Purge when he was actually just fucking furious. And you see his eyes redden, more crimson, and the slits come out as he kind of takes in everything. And his upper jaw kind of like shows kind of a feign a little bit as he kind of just lets out very low growl.
He made a statement here. He's long gone. If he's looking for a hunt.
Oh, sorry, I'm running late. Oh my god! What happened here?
And you see Willem stumble into the view, looking around all white-faced at the massacre that is in there. Leaf, at this moment, you've concluded that the whatever did this never even actually never touched the ground during any of this. It leapt across the trees and the branches and left gouging marks in it that imply that its hands could wrap around an entire person's body, and almost all the way around most of these trees. One of the branches came clean off, and it was clearly a tree branch that they cut off with their talons or claws that they impaled the first victim with, and then bounded across the branches and killed the others in the matter of a couple of seconds, aka a single round of combat. And there is a total of 5 dead bodies here. Only
Rue,
one of them managed to draw their weapon. You know that whatever it was had to be large, like at least a large-sized creature, if not bigger.
Rue just grabs on like the pinky finger of Zale as she stands next to him, and kind of just holds it and squeezes it, seeing like him starting to kind of turn, but not fully, just kind of start to show his features.
Yeah. He'll calm, feeling that. Kind of take a deep breath as he kind of releases out the almost kind of animalistic nature of fight or flight upon seeing this. As it's definitely this very much a fucking call sign to him.
Like you
And-
said, we're the paradoxes. We're formidable.
Yeah.
Any indication of like where it went? Or what?
No. You know that it came from the direction of Monte La Cache and bounded towards these people. Once it got towards that tree where it bisected that person at the end, it climbed up that tree all the way to the top of it and could have gone anywhere after that point. You figure that something, whatever this seemed to be, it had the ability to leap very far. It was very big in size and very fast, so it's likely, as they said, long gone. Willem hesitates at the edge of this massacre site and is like, guys, what is going on? Should I be worried? Are we on guard? Are we fighting something?
Whatever it is, it probably could still be around, but based off the lack of anything happening so far, probably not. But keep your guard up for now.
Good. Alright.
Well,
Honestly, it probably ran away immediately. I mean, I would have, knowing them. I mean, after all, who would ever want to fight the paradoxes? And as he shouts that out confidently into the woods, you see as something goes right through his gut, and a black talon protrudes through him, and he raises 5 feet off the ground, and he goes, and is flung to the side. And you see, standing behind him, this large, hulking form of what looks to be a werewolf. Not like one you've ever seen. It stands about 20 feet tall. It is, with its arms, like trees. It bends and hulks forward almost like an ape, rather. And it's got these long, saber-toothed, tiger-like fangs that come off of the end of it that are just coated with this black ichor that comes off of it, dripping down onto the ground in front of them. It's heaving its heavy breath, and its red eyes are looking directly at you. And then it lets out this horrendous howl. And just as it goes to dart towards you, you see this glow suddenly come from something beside you. And you see as Ava's sword in her hand that she had drawn ready to stand right in front of you is glowing, and it begins to grow so bright that it just turns around and immediately runs in the opposite direction. Ava looks there, and she looks down at her sword, and she's like, well, that was rather anticlimactic, I'll be honest.
Can Leaf, like, fly up and see where it goes? Sorry.
Do you want to try and pursue it?
Yeah.
It's just bounding through the woods. You guys are fairly fast, a couple of you. You can try and run after it.
Yeah, Lena will go at it.
She was slowly looking over to Willem with a very sharp expression before that happened, and she's just gonna walk up to him and check the vitals to see if he's okay.
Willem is unconscious and bleeding out.
She's gonna use healer's kit first to stabilize him.
Okay.
So I got that. And then be like, we need to bring him somewhere safe before I... Alright, who's staying behind?
Yep, who's staying behind, who's chasing?
I'm gonna look at Zale and just be like, 500 feet? Let's start?
Let's go, and I'm gonna cast haste on myself. Let's see if it works.
Okay, give me a second. Higher low.
Hi.
Works.
Fuck yes.
Mine won't. It's conjuration, so I won't do it.
Yep.
I would know that beforehand.
Fun's action. Take that. That'll bring me up to fucking 90 feet of movement.
But yeah,
Yes.
Kak will stay behind, but he might try and throw a fly spell at Zale.
Oh,
what type of spell is fly?
It's
Transmutation.
transmutation.
High or low?
Low. Because I need low.
All right, yeah. That went up. You're good.
Alright, hang on, let me just check something quick.
Wait! Can I use my Fae thing to make myself small? And then
Yeah, you
just
can go into his
go with
pocket.
Zale?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just get ferried away. A fairy getting ferried. Who would have thought?
She's gonna
Okay.
squeeze her fist in her eyes real hard, and then all of a sudden, poof! She goes really tiny Alice in Wonderland style.
Yeah, and Nina's just gonna run, not do anything, just start running.
Okay. So, yeah, that brings up to because fly is still 60, right? So, okay, so hands all
I
that.
have to roll higher than the spell's level. Yeah. You're good.
So, yeah, Rear goes tiny. Zell picks it up, and Zell takes off at 120 feet. Plus sprint would be
4 times that.
480.
480. Okay.
Yeah.
Flying
Can you-
at 480. Jesus.
Flying at 480. Nina, what are you?
Just like running and like sprinting at 50 feet walking speed.
Oh,
So 200 walking or straight lines, but there's trees here, so it might be hard to sprint.
yeah, you can give me an athletics check to not accidentally run into a tree.
Zarman can fly sprint at 160.
Can Nina try jumping around through the trees? She has a climb speed as well, so.
I mean, yeah, if you want to do that, I mean, that's what it's doing. It's literally leaping across trees.
Okay, Nina's gonna do that and gain an expertise die because it's jumping.
Alright, yeah. Then what's your distance? Need to know
What's that, sir?
how far everybody is actually able to go and around on this. Because
Mass, Mike said number.
Okay.
Can Leaf fly up above everything and kind of like
Yeah, of
watch?
course.
Like I want her to be
So you
like
have to try to keep up with them. But so what's your fly speed again?
30.
Is your 30? Is your movement? Okay. And you would be able to cap out by sprinting. You wouldn't need to make a check though, because you can stay above the trees. So unlike would have to make a check. By being able to be above the tree, you'd be able to go 120 in a single round.
She also has the bonus action dash.
With sprint, you use your action.
Oh, sprint. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's all of it, and you go 4 times with it. So.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna message you something, Chance.
Okay. Those are the people I heard acting on this, and those are the speeds they can do it around.
Okay.
Zell and Rear just see me.
I'm holding on to his long hair like I'm Ratatouille.
Yeah, right.
Alright. Nina. Okay, so Nina, Zale, and Rue. You're the only ones who end up being able to catch up with this thing. Zarman and Leaf, every round that goes by, it's getting further away from you, and so are your allies. Alright? And because you're flying, however, you're not losing sight of them. Right? At least not for as long of a period of time. It'll be longer before you won't be able to keep your eye on them.
Sarah.
And so they won't be able to hide until they get a certain distance away. But Zale and Rue, you are toe to toe with it. Nina, you are literally right behind them. All right. If at any moment they stop, you're immediately in their shit, right? But only Zale seems to be able to keep up with this thing. When you're kind of jumping and leaping, you're having to like keep yourself horizontal, jumping across branches, all right? This thing seems to just be holding onto the side of the tree sideways and bounding across from one tree to the other with no regard to the idea that they're not facing upright. And as they go ahead, Zale and Rue, you guys are parallel with it, and so you can actually interact with it as if it's combat. Nina, you're going to be facing exploration challenges, as every time it leaps across a tree, it's now slicing off branches that you're trying to leap through along the way. And so if you end up failing one of those athletics checks along this path, you're going to end up eating shit.
Hell yeah.
We've essentially got a chase exploration challenge going on with Nina and them, and Zale and Rue are the ones that are going to be able to fight it and potentially get it to stop somehow. All right. If you manage to get it to stop, then Nina would be able to immediately join combat. Armin and Leaf, with your fly speeds, every round that goes by, they will be another round ahead of you, essentially. So whenever the stopping happens, from this moment on, every turn that's happened is adding to the amount of time it's going to take you to enter combat when it comes. And with that, we are going to end up calling it a night.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask if Nina could cast Jump on herself to just increase that maneuverability.
To keep pace with it, it wouldn't necessarily help.
It wouldn't help? Okay.
Exertion, I would imagine, because all that does is increase the distance, and all jumping higher would actually slow you down.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't think, but I thought it was worth throwing out there.
No, I had to think for a moment on it too. It was a good question.
That thing's fast as fuck, guys.
Yes, it is.
Freaking
Slow.
And it can, in 6 seconds, hit at least 5 things, so...
Yep.
And it one-tapped Willem, who doesn't have the highest HP. He's a bard, but, you know... its average attack on it does enough damage to one-tap your weak party members.
Your average bard.
Yeah, your average bard. Yes. That is where we will pick up next week with this high-speed pursuit through the woods outside of Mont de la Cache against whatever this beast is.
Like,
damn, bro, what did you roll on the encounter table?
Get fucked, Willem.
No. You guys finally reached a destination, and anytime you reach a city, it's always stuff I wrote, so I can take full responsibility for this.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, no, I just laughed at the idea. It's just like, yeah, on the table I rolled "Get fucked, Willem." I don't know why it was in the level of book.
Well, with the setup that he was a suspect and acting, or at that moment, this was the trope response to this is that he looks extra suspect and then he gets fucked, and then you go, oh no, oh god, it wasn't him. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he's going with this trope.
Yeah.
I had a feeling he was being fucking set up for that. Something weird.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm down to go along. I rolled that insight. I was like, fuck yeah, let's go with this. Yeah, Zell and this werewolf thing are moving. If this is like just a second, I'm just.
I heard Sarah trying to say something.
Oh, yeah, go say. You said something?
Just saying that Willem was super sketch, and I was like, But
Yeah.
I didn't see anything.
Alright.
Everything I hear out of Chance's mouth, my brain just goes, "It's a red herring. It's a red herring. It's a red herring. It's a red herring. Don't
Wait,
listen
I
to
have
it."
something saved from this from a conversation with Brooklyn that's relevant. It's a meme.
It's gracious.
It's not always a red herring. Most of the time, I'm pretty
That's what my brain
straightforward
was.
about it.
Well, I think this red herring was very red after he got a black claw shoved into his torso.
Chance. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Get chance.
yeah.
This thing, just for calculations, right? This thing's moving 300 miles per hour. So
He goes zoom.
that's fast.
Zoomy,
I'm a
zoomy.
nauseous little fairy.
You guys
Yeah.
are pretty ballsy now at level 11 that you see things one tap stuff and you just pursue it. All right, you're like, all right, boom, this is our game plan. like I just.
That's
love
only
it.
knowing that Hanu was sitting back. Zarman was moving forward. Just make sure one group had a heal. It's something way to heal.
She's like, I can't
Yeah.
I can't run. Alright, I don't have that maneuverability.
Rue can heal too.
Rue would not pursue, but she knows that Zale would, and she's like, I already told him I can't let him do shit by himself
Yeah.
anymore.
It's just like, I gotta go stabilize Willem and find a place where
But
he
yeah,
can be
you
safe.
got Pack and Gwen and Grayson there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if something circles around behind us 5, there's still 4 of you there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just good.
As
Just good
you
pieces.
remain behind and prop up to do some healing on Willem, Gwen is like holding her sword and just curious about the fact that it's glowing, and she starts walking like away from you, right? Oddly holding the weapon out in front of her, and it starts glowing more and more, and she ends up going towards what looks to be like some bushes and a rock overgrown, and she kind of like tears off a bit of the vines on it, and you end up seeing that it's a statue, like a really old, worn down, overgrown statue of Ava is a with a dragon kind of coiled around her.
Yeah, I was actually gonna be like, oh, glowing sword, can I make a religion check right now? And it was. But yeah, I'll do that.
Rue is freaking Jimmy Cricket. Basically, Kingdom Hearts when Sora's gliding
Yeah.
with Peter Pan at one
Yep.
level in super high speeds.
But yeah.
Fucking Jiminy.
When you wish upon a star, dragons fall no matter where you are.
Wait. What kind of spell? How are we categorizing healing spells? Is it evocation?
Vacation.
What was it stated that evocation doesn't work?
No,
it was,
Conjuration.
Conjuration, divination
Okay.
don't work. Transmutation's working half the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And evocation's alright, correct?
Yeah, evocation's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, this could be a lot of evocation.
Yeah,
coming up
that's
the same
why the Grey Knight's shepherd, their Grey Shepherd was able to cast an illusion spell,
Okay. Yeah.
and fly as well. So.
Yeah. Okay. Because she's first gonna stabilize him just in case her healing magic doesn't go off for some reason. Because who the fuck knows what's going on here?
Oh, I'm sad. My new spell's Conjuration.
Nah.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
But, yeah. Just
Every
glance.
moment of them being like you hear silence and nothing happens, it's because on the other end of it they were having to cast a spell.
They're like, fuck it. They turn invisible, spoke in your mind telepathically, and then the reason why you had to wait a moment is because she was physically running around the building to go fly on top of it from the other side.
Yeah.
We're just like, I'm just gonna wait here and wait till she talks again.
Yeah. Like, oh wait. Oh, okay. I'll cool now.
I don't
Okay.
know, man. This thing's getting, because it's using the trees, right, to like jump, right?
Yeah, like it's like sideways across trees, running, bounding from one tree to the next.
I am-
right?
That's some anime bullshit right there.
Right?
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
like Narutoing it up in my head right now.
Yeah, it sounds like freaking
You guys
side by
are straight
side.
up you guys are straight up a ninja clan chasing down a dangerous creature through the woods with your arms behind you.
Mhm.
We have the power of God and anime on our side. Ah!
Yeah.
You do.
Listen, Zell's just Naruto this moment. Freaking when he goes flash, he just dips.
I just like the idea Zarman's about like 70, 80 feet off the ground.
I'm so excited for you guys to like if you guys like manage to stop it and catch up with it, you know. Like that's gonna be fucking fun. I might actually get it like an actual kill in for once in this game. Like,
I mean, you did knock Zarman unconscious once.
I'll sacrifice myself as tribute.
You was one shot if Jarman actually killed him if it did like 2 more damage.
Yeah, no, it was close to one tapping him.
Yeah. Early on too, that would have been a kill.
Yeah, Zarman would have just been gone.
Yeah. And this one we have like a lot of that stuff to bring back people, but yeah.
Those that are observing, as long as it is like still within sight, once it gets like once the 5 turns have gone by, then it'll be outside of your vision, and you won't be able to like see what's going on anymore. Nina, you are steady staying a pace behind them the entire time, as long as you don't fuck up on any of those checks.
So Nino's matching his speed.
Yes, but just like lag behind, alright? Whereas Zale is like at pace and still able to do fighting against them. Because it's kind of still also cutting down tree branches, alright? So,
yeah, it's actively blocking my shit.
It's actively blocking her shit, right? If the
But the little bard and the flying wizard can do something to fuck it up a little bit, like blow up a tree in front of it or something.
All sorts of opportunities.
A lot of my shit doesn't work right now. That's my only problem.
Thank God I didn't pick Fireball. I picked a Lightning Bolt. Because you know what happens when lightning hits a tree?
Fucking explodes.
Explodes! And I have a line of it. And guess what? I'm gonna line up with this thing and get rid of all of its maneuverability so it falls.
The distance, like a bunch of people just like see like blue lightning strikes glow off in like this horizontal line, and then like the sound of trees falling. All right.
Guess who just realized they don't have adventuring tricks? I do. I don't have any of them picked, so I'm gonna do that right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's like a large part of your class, too. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I had everything else set up.
Hey, what art mastery did you pick, by the way, for 11th level?
I think I picked Wind, but I just started reading through the rest of it, but I think I picked Wind. Because that's what I have on my character sheet, so...
Cool.
Because I use my flute for everything, and it keeps me from... It's like that deception performance thing to conceal my stuff. And it gives me advantage on those.
Also, just something I want to point out, I have the Mountaineer knack, which means that moving through non-magical difficult terrain costs me no extra movement.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's really good. Oh, shit.
Also, I'm never prone after taking fall damage, and when calculating fall damage, I treat the fall distance as if it were shorter by a number of feet equal to my proficiency bonus times 10.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you're just like swinging like freaking...
So, like, I'm good for this.
I'm gonna grab Resonance, because if I cast, or if someone else casts a ritual spell, it's doubled and twice the number of people. I'm pretty sure, not that I'm gonna use it, that my planar Binding is a ritual spell.
Mm-hmm.
When you cast a spell as a ritual, it adds 10 minutes to the casting time.
Yes, but I can do 2 things with it. 2
Yes.
creatures I can plane or bind at a time, though.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And biting would be really good in this case too.
What's the specific wording on it? Because now I'm curious. It says you can affect
It
one more
says
target.
you can
Or...
choose 1 skill you're proficient with and gain an expertise die on checks using that chosen skill. In addition, when either you or a companion casts a ritual spell, its duration is doubled and its effects is twice the usual number of targets. So it lasts twice as long and it affects 2 creatures.
The ritual spell stays the same. It just lasts as long.
Yeah.